In this video, we will see what a joint stock company is and its merits and demerits. When people come together to start a business, they can choose different forms of organization like sole proprietorship, partnership, or company. Among these, the joint stock company is the most organized and structured form. A joint stock company is a business organization where a large number of people contribute capital by purchasing shares and the ownership is divided among them in proportion to their shareholding. It is created by law, has a separate legal entity, perpetual succession, and its shares are transferable. In short, a joint stock company combines the stability of a big organization with the flexibility of modern management. Now that we know what a joint stock company means, let's explore its main characteristics, the special features that make it stand apart from other business forms. Let's see why people prefer joint stock company, the advantages that make it so powerful. It starts again with limited liability. In a joint stock company, the risk of each shareholder is restricted only to the amount they have invested. This means if the company faces losses or even goes bankrupt, shareholders don't have to sell their houses or personal assets. They can lose only what they put in. This protection encourages more people to invest without fear, which is one major reason why companies can raise large capital from the public. This safety also encourages wider participation, and with many shareholders, ownership gets divided into transferable shares. That means if an investor needs money, they can simply sell their shares on the stock market without disturbing the company's operations. Such easy transfer of ownership keeps investment fluid, and because members can change anytime, the company enjoys perpetual existence. This means the company continues to live no matter who comes or goes. Even if all the original shareholders or directors pass away, resign, or sell their shares, the company operations go on smoothly. It has a continuous life, just like a river that keeps flowing even if the drops of water keep changing. This continuity gives the company long term stability and makes it a reliable business firm. This stability, in turn, helps companies attract large financial resources. When thousands of people invest small amounts, the total capital becomes huge. With that kind of funding, companies can build factories, expand production, and even go global. And with ample capital, there comes a scope for expansion. Companies can open new branches, introduce new products, or enter foreign markets. Growth becomes natural and continuous. Such scale allows them to hire specialists, giving rise to professional management. Unlike small firms, where one person does everything, companies can appoint experts in every field: finance, marketing, operations, and human resources. Each department is run by professionals who bring knowledge, experience, and efficiency. This division of work and specialization ensures better planning, sound decisions, and overall higher productivity. Because their accounts are audited and reports made public, companies also enjoy public confidence. People trust them more because they operate under strict laws, publish their balance sheets, and hold annual meetings where shareholders are informed of every major activity. Banks and financial institutions too feel safe lending to companies as their records are transparent and monitored. This reputation of honesty and accountability attracts both investors and customers. With large production comes economies of scale. Costs per unit fall, profits rise, and prices can be kept competitive. And when companies grow, society benefits too. More jobs, more taxes, more infrastructure. These are the social benefits that make the joint Stock company, not just a business form, but a driver of economic development. So, one advantage flows into the next, from limited risk to continuous existence, professional management, public trust, and finally to financial and social progress. However, every bright side has its shadows, and the joint stock company is no exception. The first challenge begins right at the very start, complex and costly formation. Unlike a sole proprietorship or partnership, you cannot just start a company overnight. It requires legal documents like the memorandum and articles of association, government approvals, and registration under the Companies Act. All this takes time, effort, and money, making the process long and complicated. And once the company is formed, it must regularly submit reports and disclose its financial details to government authorities and the public. This leads to another drawback, lack of secrecy. Because the company's financial statements are open for public inspection, even competitors can access key business information, so maintaining confidentiality becomes nearly impossible. Now, as the company grows in size and people work in different departments under various managers, the environment often becomes impersonal. Employees may not feel emotionally connected to the company's success. They are just part of a large system, which sometimes leads to less motivation and lower loyalty compared to smaller owner managed firms. Along with this comes the problem of numerous legal regulations. Companies must hold meetings, conduct audits, file returns, and follow the rules of the Companies Act, SEBI, and tax departments. These formalities take a lot of time and add to administrative expenses, reducing flexibility in operations. Now, when you have so many levels of management from executives to directors to shareholders, even simple decisions have to pass through multiple layers. This causes delays in decision making. In a fast changing business environment, this slow process can make the company miss valuable opportunities. Though in theory, a company works democratically with shareholders electing directors, in practice, real power often rests with a small group at the top. This creates what we call oligarchic management. Most shareholders are scattered across the country and rarely attend meetings, so a few directors end up controlling major decisions. And when you have many groups involved, shareholders, employees, customers, and government, it is natural to have a conflict of interest. Shareholders may want higher dividends, employees may demand better pay, and customers expect lower prices. Balancing all these expectations is a constant challenge for management. Finally, there is a possibility of mismanagement. If those in power misuse their authority or make poor decisions for personal gain, the entire company can suffer. Although laws exist to prevent fraud or corruption, small shareholders usually realize the damage only after it is done. So, when we look at all these points together, from the difficulties of formation to delays in decision making, from lack of secrecy to the risk of misuse of power, we see that the same size and structure that give companies strength can also make them slow, rigid, and sometimes inefficient. That's why, while the joint stock company is ideal for large scale operations, it may not be suitable for small entrepreneurs who prefer flexibility and personal control.